Okay. All right, we're back on. We're going to do some sketchy applique at the machine. I'm going to show you how I do this. I have some little areas here that need to be coloured in black, so I'm just doing that with my permanent marker. Hopefully it doesn't bleed too much, but I'll fix it up if it does. Try this one. So I'm just, there we go, done. All right, so I'm going to wait for a few people to hop on. I have a thread in here that it's like almost like a gunmetal grey. It's almost black, it's not quite black, but you'll still be able to see the stitches, so well, bit of luck. I'll try and, I'll try and zoom in. Sorry about the fat hand in the way. There we go. I'm going to make sure my hands aren't in the way. I can see about 5 or so people, so I'll just wait a little bit longer. I hope you're all enjoying your day. I hope you're getting to see some of those classes now. The housework is staring at me. Yeah, but guess what? It ain't going nowhere. Oh dear. All right, so we've got about 14 people on or so, so I'm going to get started. So what I've done is I've put my needle down. I've got the stabilizer on the back. It's a two-way tearaway. It's only around about, I think it's about $11 a metre, and it's a good $1.20 high. I think it's around about that roughly. I'd have to check. Hi Pat, how you going? What else? I just stare back at mine. Hi Marilyn, hi Julie. Stella, stare back Redo. It will wait. Yeah, give it the hairy eyeball. That's the thing, it breeds. Yeah. Well, yeah, yeah, that's dust bunnies. I don't know why and how they breed, but they do. They do. All right, so now I've just put the needle down like I said. I just had a bit of a quick stitch in there. I've got a result on the top. I've got my feed dogs down, and my tension is at around about 5 1/4. I've got my needle in the left hand position because that's where my machine likes it, and I've got it set on free motion quilting. So even though I'm appliquing, I'm still free motioning. I promise the fairies won't do it for you. Hi Jill, how you going? So off we go. I'm going to do the first round around all the edges. Now I'm going to take that pin out because, as you know, I hate pins, and I will run over them. Now my first lot is just going to be roughly in and around where that black is. I'm not really caring if I go straight on that line, just up and down and follow it around. The idea of this is to keep it sketchy. We don't want it looking too neat. Neat is for other people. So you can see it's got a bit of a gather there. I'll press that out. Oops a daisy, and I just broke the thread. Clever girl. So I don't know what's going on there. It got caught. Needle up. Might slow it. Needle down so I can see that little thing there. There it is. And I don't know if it'll thread because that needle eye is a bit different than a traditional needle eye. Oh, there we go. It did. It did. Oops, daisy. Whoop. And I'm knocking that over. Try again. Pulled it out. That was silly. Oh, I've done it again. Mad woman. Where are we? I should put my eyeballs on, hey? That would be smart. know where my eyeballs are actually. Oh no, there they are. No, I'll do it. I'll give it maybe 1 or 2 chances and I do it. I'm not here for a long time, I'm here for a good time. No. And even with eyeballs I can't see it. There we go. It's got the biggest eye on that needle and I can't see it, so go figure. Needle down. There we go. I'm glad you do things like me. Yeah. Yeah, I'm no different to you. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's just go again. Oh, actually, I reckon I've got the bobbin all knotted up. Yeah, I have. So I'll just trim that off. I did leave my scissors somewhere, but I thought I brought them with me, but obviously I didn't. Let me find another pair. This will do just nicely. I had my little pair with me, but obviously I hid them. So I don't really fluff around with things like this if they get caught up and stuff. I'll just cut off the knot and keep going. So foot down, bury that thread, let's go. Now, I've got the feeling my feed dogs are, something's grabbing. So just roughly go around, like purposely don't go making it look really pretty. I'm just going to slow it down a fraction. Oh, that's way too slow. That's better. I'll go in the centre. I'm just stitching around that centre, nothing special. Still too slow. What's going on? There we go, that's better. That's better. Alright, then I've done it again. I reckon I need a new needle, so bear with me. I've done a bit of work on this needle, so I'm just going to swap her over. I could be getting something caught too. So let's do it all live, hey? Let's make the mistakes live so you can see it happen as it happens to you. There we go. Take that out. I'm going to re-thread that. It feels a bit funny. Yep, it's come out of its little spot. There we go. Thread this from start. So down. So whenever anything goes wrong, I will always go back to the basics and start from there and then work my way up. If the basics don't work, doesn't work changing, you know, going through those motions, then I'll actually, you know, consider something else. But normally it will be something that's very basic. It's what I call an OE, which is an operator's error. Now, I just did something that you guys probably don't even think of. My machine has a lock feature, and that's because it's got a stop-start button. So hopefully yours has too. So when you're doing anything that's stop-start, that button's really close to my knuckle. So when I'm fiddling underneath that machine, if I accidentally press that stop-start, it's going to actually start sewing my fingers in there. So just be wary that you know, if you're using your hands underneath that needle with a stop-start and no pedal on, you really need to have that lock key button pressed. All right, so let's get that going. I've clipped off some threads underneath. Get that back under there. There we go. I'll start over here somewhere. I'm going to do a cut off. Take that out. And we'll go, there we go. We'll go over this one. And I'm just going to... Of course I've got my gloves on. See, I even use my gloves when I'm appliquing. Stitch around these. So my first lot's going to be reasonably close, but not on the line, not every time. It's a purposeful thing. I do it on purpose. It's not meant to be neat, and you'll see why in a minute. Okay, get around this edge. The only thing you've got to remember is to actually sew every edge. Alright, come back over here, sew that little bit down, and here we go. She's probably actually due for a service, the old girl. She's well and truly due. It's been a good 12 months. I advise everyone to service their machines regularly. Because it does, you know, a well-oiled machine and a machine that's been looked after does work really well. No different than a car. So coming up here. Now, I'm coming up to an area that I did some texture work on. Does not have a stop-start button. What a bugger. Do you need to eventually sew right on the edge? No, Julie. This is the beauty part. This is the part. So, with Sketchy Applique, it's exactly as it says. So, it's meant to be sketchy. So, I'm just going to scribble in that little area there that texture was on, just to make it look like it's meant to be there. It's meant to be messy, so it's not meant to look like needle turn. It's not meant to look like what do they call it, blanket stitch. It's meant to look messy. Sorry, there's a hair there, it's annoying me. All right, so I've gone around every one of them once. Okay, so here's the sketchy part. So I'll show you on this first one. Alright, just reading messages, it's all good. And I've got a bit of a catch up there. Yeah. Doing it again. Don't be nasty, darling. Be nice to your mummy. There we go. Just make sure my bobbin's still threaded properly. Yep, it is. Is it getting low? No, it's not. All good. Alright, so fingers crossed she works nice for me. Like I say, she's probably due for a service and I might have to swap machines over a bit later. Beauty of raw edge applique is that it doesn't have to be neat. Just going to grab that thread when I do that again. Grab that thread, put down, then cut off, puts my thread underneath. You ready? Alright, Sketchy Applique. Oh, no. Are you not picking up bobbin? There you are now. Okay. As we come outside, come inside, outside. I might just tighten up my tension a little. And around, up around there. Just make sure it's not neat. Come back. Let's do those two petals again. I want you to go around 2 and 3 times. I want you to cross over your stitches. Don't make it neat. I don't want to see neat. we want to do some little lines in the middle to give the flowers some extra detail. She might need an oil too, I didn't think of that. Poor love. She does a lot of work for me and I'm not looking after her. Alright, come back out here, come back in. Oops, today's going to be caught. Go on this one. That one. Oops, the daisy getting a bit knotty underneath again. Gonna cut off. And I can hear that and feel that. Let's double check, make sure she's all good. I reckon it might have a fluffy bit in there. Let's have a look. Oh. Let's see if I can do this without smashing the camera. What have we got in here? Oh, not too bad. I can see a bit of fluff under there, but that's not too bad. I wouldn't be crying over that. If I got that in the right way. Yep. And needle down, needle up. I will struggle with this technique. Oh, my back refused to hang up my washing, so I had to. Oh, Pat, it's way too wet for hanging washing. It's here. It's freezing cold and wet. No, look, honestly, it is the most liberating kind of applique. It's crafty. It's original. It's just. You know, it's got that organic feel to it. It's really nice feeling when you get going. Not too sure what's going on with the machine, so I might have to swap over to my other one. And even if you go around 4 times, it doesn't matter. You can go around as many times as you like, whatever you think looks right. And you'll be very, very surprised with how easy and effective it can look, especially with kids' quilts. You know, sometimes you don't want it to look too immaculate. You want it to look fun and something. And the kids can see that, you know, this is something they can do too. It's inviting for them. It makes them feel that, you know, it's not undoable. It doesn't have to be perfect to be a quilt. It's, you know, no quilt police type thing. So purposely doing these things will encourage the kiddies to do it as well, because they go, oh, that looks really cool and I can do that. You know, I don't have to colour in the lines. I can do all those things that you're doing. That's awesome. Okay, so then I've done that one flower. So you can see how that one flower has now created, it's got a very organic feel to it. and it's done. So that was really quick. So then we go off to the next one, and I don't cut off if I can avoid it. You know what I'm like about cutting off. And I'll come up there, do another row outside, come back through it, purposely missing the previous stitch. And it's a really, do you know, it's a really good way to learn free motion quilting. Because not only are you getting things done, you're not just practicing on stuff, you're also, you know, you're creating things at the same time, but you're also learning how to guide, whoops, days, we're going to do it again, also learning how to guide the machine around to the areas that you want it to be, or the fabric, I should say. So it does help in learning how to free motion quilt. It's sort of a double whammy in that regard. Now let's try again. I don't know why she's carrying on. It'll be something I'm doing wrong. So while we go for a break soon, I will give her an oil and all that jazz. Look after me old girl here. Oh, come on. In you go. I'm staring and getting blurry. Isn't it cruel to watch? Yeah. There we go. Got it. All right. There we go. That was hurting me even. All right. Are you back into this too? What's that? Nothing I do is, but no, yeah, no. Well, eventually, if it goes into, can you put wadding in back? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can do this as a quilt as you go. Why not? You know, I've actually used to have a pattern. I think some of you have bought it. It's called Frog in the Pond, and it's out of print now. But you know, that is a sketchy applique quilt as you go. Fun quilt. Oh no, it's going to do it again. Fun quilt, and yeah, you can quilt as you go. So I'll just move the camera back a bit. There we go, so you can see, and there you are. So that becomes interrupted. Oh dear. Hope you can see it. Is it coming now? Can you see it now? Let me know if you guys can see that. This baby needs a bit of an oiling, I think. Something's making it shred. The result, it never shreds. The machine doesn't like you today. No, it doesn't today. Yeah, that's all right. I'll keep going with it while we're in break, because I'm coming back again to do another little demo. Yes, it's back, but a bit jumpy now and then. Okay. All right. Well, what we'll do is we'll quit while we're ahead. So that gives you an idea on how to create something from doing the sketchy applique technique, and you can see I'm not perfect. So hopefully you got as much of that as you need. If you've got any questions at all, please feel free to ask. Send me a PM. Are you using Resant thread? Yeah, I am. It's just decided it's going to have a bit of a spaz. It probably needs a good oil and a clean. It's done a lot of work recently, and a bit of thread stuck in there. That probably won't help. So I'll be getting my cleaning tools into it and a little bit of oil, and I will yes, top and bottom, not that that matters. The other day, yesterday when I was doing it, I had Resant in the bottom and I had the Wonderful in the top, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to give her a bit of a clean and an oil, and I'll see you, I think it's about 20 minutes or so, and the next one I think is 12 or 12:30, so I'll see you then for the next. Oh, Julianne, that fabric's really lovely. It's at $12 a metre. Oh, Gidget, it is the best way to do any kind of raw edge applique. It really is. And I found that piece from when I was over in the States. Oh, see? And I've got it here. I've started doing it. I haven't done any more because I couldn't find it. And there's your raw edge applique. There it is there. Creates such a funky piece. See? Okay, and then you can decorate. You don't have to have this immaculate piece of applique. See you soon, guys. I'll talk to you when I'm looking at you, and enjoy your day learning. See you soon.